Greetings and welcome back. I'm going to share a really quick crypto dream that I had last night. This dream was so real. When I woke up, I could not believe that I was actually sleeping. So in this dream, I was holding my phone and I was on my crypto app where I trade crypto, and Luna Classic had went up to 250,000%. When I first looked at the value, I thought it said 25,000%, and then I shook my head and I was like, oh my gosh, that's 250,000%. And so I looked to see how the price wasn't showing on the screen. So it's as if the app was malfunctioning. And I tried to see what the price was. It's like I had to flip to another screen to see what the price. When I finally got to that screen, I saw that it was at 8 cents. And then I tried to see how much I had made off of, on that crypto, and it did not show any value. It's as if it was trying to calculate, but it showed no value. But I did see where my orders had filled up to 8 cents. And so I tried to, since the app was malfunctioning, I shut off my phone and I tried to restart it. When I woke up from the dream, I could not believe. My heart was racing so fast because I could not believe I was dreaming. It was that real. It was so real. All right. So I just wanted to come on here and share that with you. I went back to sleep, and when I woke up, I made some adjustments, because after I began to meditate on the dream, I started wondering if the 25,000%, I plugged that into my phone to see what that value would be. And that was around 1 to 2 cents. And then, like I said, I shook my head in the dream and I saw 250,000%. And that was at 18 cents roughly when I plugged that value in. But I actually saw 8 cents. So I'm thinking the price was going crazy.
Okay guys, so I'm sure that you already know the drill. Nothing mentioned or discussed in this video by anyone should be taken as financial advice, because none of us are financial advisors. Okay, with that said, let's very quickly go ahead and run through this confirmation dream about Lunc that Yah had given to this beloved sister of ours. Okay, so first of all, she said that she went on her app, or trading app, and she saw that Lunc had spiked up, 25,000%, she thought at first. But then she saw that it was actually 250,000%. Now, she said that this experience was very real to her. Now, straight away, I have to say that these two different percentage rises are not at all a coincidence. You see, I do believe that these different percentage rises are highlighting different price points, because it so happens that both of them, the 25,000% and the 250,000%, they correlate with different Lunc sell prices that I've shared with you in the past on this channel. A 25,000% rise would bring the price of Lunc up to around that 1 cent area that I've been telling you guys about very often here on this channel. Some people have seen it gone up to around 1.5 cents and a little bit higher. So it's in the ballpark of around 1 to 2 cents, even as our sister here had mentioned. So that's where she said she first thought she saw Lunc spiked up to, which again, I don't believe that that was a coincidence at all. I believe that Yah caused her to experience it in that way so that she could know that there are literally sell prices for her. You see, so first, personally, I believe that Lunc will spike up to around that 1 to 2 cents. Let's call it 1 to 2 cents area. That's the first lower sell price for Lunc. And then we can expect to have a pullback sometime shortly thereafter. Now I'm going to share another video about Lunc where I'm going to be highlighting specifically that 1 cent move that's going to come. And we're going to also go into the potentials for a pullback somewhere around that area, so as to make it a little bit clearer for you guys, so that when that time comes, there won't be any confusions. But overall though, you guys are going to want to set up different sell prices, and one of those sell prices for Lunc is going to be around that 1 to 1.5 cents area. I do honestly believe that we're going to have a pullback at some point shortly thereafter. Now, the other percentage rise that she happened to remember more clearly was the 250,000 percentage rise. Now, that 250,000 percentage rise would bring Lunc up to 18 cents, as she has also mentioned herself. And when I heard her mention that, it brought to my recollection another prophetic revelation that I had shared with you guys here on this channel before. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up here right now. Okay, so the first dream here, we have this brother said, I just want to say and share what the Spirit of the Lord showed me in a clear vision on a computer screen. And I don't even own a computer. First, I'm a servant of King Jesus. I also am anointed with the prophetic ministry. I saw a very sharp and fast rise, and he's speaking about Luna Classic here, for you guys who don't know, to 0.1829. So basically a sharp rise. He saw a very sharp rise for Lunc, going all the way up to 18 cents for Luna Classic. The price held at that point for 3 seconds, and then very fast dropped to 0.14. So it dropped to 14 cents. So now, as you guys have heard it for yourselves, I personally do not believe that both of these are coincidences. Not at all. Not as it relates to price points being that exact. Because at the time that our sister here had received that revelation, she went on and made the calculation. She went and looked it up, and a 250,000 percentage rise of the price of Lunc from that specific time that she had received the revelation brought the price of Lunc up to 18 cents. And here we have this other brother here said that he saw one big move of Lunc that went all the way up to 18 cents as well. And then it had a pullback down to 14 cents. Now, what I believe that this all means, even as she had mentioned it herself, is that Lunc is going to go up in dramatic spikes, similar to that of Shiba Inu. So in essence, I believe that the Lunc sell prices kind of mirrors that of Shiba Inu. It's going to be pretty similar to the sell prices for that of Shiba Inu as a result of the dramatic spikes, the way that it will spike. And we all know that the sell prices for Shiba Inu is around 1 cent, around 10 cents, and around $1. Well, it's going to be the same thing for that of Lunc because of the way that it's going to pump. It's going to go up in dramatic spikes, and we're going to have dramatic dips as well. So I believe that first dramatic spike is going to go around that 1 cent area, and then we're going to have a major pullback. And thereafter, we're going to have that spike up to the around 10 cent. And that 10 cent mark, her sister here mentioned that she said that her sell order was filled at 8 cents, and she didn't see any being fulfilled past 8 cents. I think she mentioned that. However, based off of several other confirmations from others as well, we know that it's going to go, we're going to get a 10 cent move for Lunc. And it's going to actually, that won't be the highest point for that 10 cent move. That 10 cent move is going to actually go higher. You see, and I believe that that 10 cent move and this 18 cent move that both of these brothers and sisters here have seen, they are the exact same move. Because as I've mentioned, God never shows us the exact tops of the moves whenever it comes to these revelations. So that 10 cent move that we know that is coming, it's actually going to go higher. And I believe that that move is going to come after we get that 1 cent move. After we get the 1 cent move and the subsequent pullback, we're going to have the 10 cent move, which is actually going to go higher than 10 cents. And here we see that it could potentially go up to 18 cents and even higher as well. So I'm saying that even though this sister here didn't see any price points being filled beyond, what was it, 8 cents, that could be for her specifically. You see, that information right there could be for her specifically, because others have seen their price points being filled even higher than that, at 14 cents and higher. You see, so I'd say that 10-cent move will go a little bit higher, and that will be the second sell price that you guys are going to want to make. So the sell prices for Lunc is very similar, pretty much the same thing like that of Shiba Inu, around the 1 cent, around the 10 cents, and around $1. That's how you guys are going to want to set them up so that you don't end up missing out. And that also is my understanding from this revelation that Yah had given to this sister here, because she saw both of them. First, Yah caused her to see it as 25,000%, you see, which brings it up to around the 1 to 2 cents era. That is definitely not a coincidence, because we've been talking about this 1 cent move here on this channel for quite some time. And then she went on to say that she saw it at actually 250,000%, which brings it up to 18 cents, which coincides exactly with this other brother's revelation, and even other people as well. Other people have seen it gone up to in the teens, up there around 14 cents to 15 cents. And I don't think that any of this is coincidence at all. I believe that they're highlighting different sell prices that perhaps will occur at different times. Okay, so now that you guys understand that, let's go ahead and jump quickly here on the charts to see if we can see what Luna Classic is up to and where it could potentially head next in the short term. Okay, so here we are looking at, let's see what it looks like on the daily. On the daily, it's in a falling wedge pattern. Yeah, it's currently consolidating on the daily time frame, and it's in a falling wedge pattern. On the weekly, however, the first thing that you see when we pull it up is that it's currently sitting on support based off of all of these candles right here. This here is a very strong level of support that is sitting at currently. Very, very strong. So I'd say that one good news is that it's currently sitting on very strong support, very, very strong, a very strong level of support. And another good news is that it is still technically bullish. Why is it technically bullish? Because it is still above and has broken out of that very long protracted falling wedge pattern. That blue line here, I don't know how many of you guys have recalled that triangle that I had put up here on it. It has broken out of it right here. You see, and it's now sitting at a level of support, still way above and out of that long protracted falling wedge pattern that it was in. So as long as we stay here, right at support and above, I'd say technically, guys, Lunc is still bullish. Now, another thing is much also depends on Bitcoin, unfortunately. If Bitcoin were to start dumping, which we are all expecting, it's only a matter of time. And I've just also recently learned that Mr. Strategy went ahead and dumped a ton load of Bitcoins. I think it was around 3,000 Bitcoins, a great deal of Bitcoins. That there is not at all inspiring hope in the crypto markets for the whales. You see, in my opinion, I believe that even though we haven't seen the full effects of it yet, I believe it's going to trigger a cascading effect, and he's going to be forced to sell more and more, even bigger amounts, which is going to send Bitcoin down into the crypto abyss. Okay, so Lunc is waiting to see what Bitcoin is doing, because whenever Bitcoin starts to capitulate further, it could pull it below this very strong level of support that is currently at, and we don't want that. What we want is for it to, consolidate a little bit here, as it did over here, at this very strong level of support, and then continue further. This is a nice place for it to have a bounce, especially with this purple line here rising up. It looks like a very, very appropriate place for it to, to have a nice bounce and to take out this all-time high here, because like I said, technically it is still bullish. because it's out of that falling wedge. But however, if Bitcoin were to start crashing and then it pulls it below this level of support where it's currently at, you know, what is it, 406 to 405. If it goes below 405, guys, that means, listen up, if it drops below 405, that means that it's going to visit 403 right here, guys. It's going right back down here. It's going to visit this price point. And that wouldn't be entirely because of Lunc in and of itself. It would just be as a result of Bitcoin, unfortunately. You see, and it would be reacting to Bitcoin's price movements. So that is also a possibility. We could get a bounce, but in my opinion, because of Bitcoin, guys, there's a higher chance that Bitcoin will start to tumble and pull it further, cause it to drop below the strong support that is currently at. It's trying to build support right here at 406. But because of Bitcoin, it may fail temporarily. And I'm going to say temporarily. And guys, always remember, I've always told you guys this, regardless of what I just told you, that, you know, when Bitcoin start to tumble, it will pull it down lower. It most definitely will, regardless of all of that. Lunc is currently at a buy price at 406. It is at a buy price right now, guys, considering how high Lunc is going to pump. So I wouldn't advise anyone to be planning to sell their Lunc, to be jumping in and out of Lunc at all. In my opinion, that would prove to be very, very dangerous, since you don't know when it's going to suddenly spike and you may end up getting left behind. Perhaps some of you out there can afford to take these risks. Perhaps you're experienced traders. For you guys, maybe you know what you're doing. You can go right on ahead. But for the others, I wouldn't advise you to be buying in and out of Lunc. Why? Because it's currently at a buy price, guys. Lunc is at a buy price at 406. And this is all considering how high it's going to pump. Getting in at Lunc at this price right here at 406 is a steal. And many of you guys are going to come back to these videos and remember what I said. And hopefully you won't regret, guys. You won't be one of those guys that are going to be regretting that you didn't start storing up on these coins. Wisdom is to store up on the coins while they're at a buy price. That's if you want to succeed with these coins. When they're at the buy prices, you store up on them. Don't consider to jump in out of FOMO whenever you see they start to pump. That's what the majority does, and they usually end up getting wrecked. So that's what you want to do. So my opinion is, I'm expecting Bitcoin to start to roll over at some point very soon, and to head towards 48, 49. It's going to pull Lunc down with it, guys, and it will definitely visit 403. I honestly believe it at these lows down here at 403. And that's all because of Bitcoin. In and of itself, if it wasn't for Bitcoin, I'd say that it would continue capitulating. It would continue consolidating here and continue to build strength, and then continue onwards to take out this high right here. Because like I said, technically it is still bullish. It has long broken out of its fallen wedge, guys. And it's all because of Bitcoin why we would get any other further pullbacks. Otherwise, it would just continue. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Now, all of you, please do with that information what you will. Position yourselves. For you guys who are holding Lunc, hold. Because the takeoff is coming very, very soon. Bitcoin will soon bottom out. We have just a few more months, and that will be the bottom. And then this coin here, trust me, the way that it's going to move, it will be like nothing you've ever seen. Both this coin and Shiba Inu, they're going to go up in dramatic spikes, and you'd better have your sell orders placed in beforehand. Okay, guys, so that's it for this video, guys. Please take care of yourselves. Peace, shalom. Until next time.